let's give you some of the news making the rounds today. Britain's Queen Elizabeth is under medical supervision at Balmoral Castle in Scotland after doctors became concerned over her health. According to a statement from Buckingham Palace, the monarch's doctors are concerned for Her Majesty's health and have recommended she remain under medical supervision. The statement went on to say that the 96-year-old Queen remains comfortable. The announcement comes a day after the monarch cancelled a meeting of her Privy Council and was told to rest. Prince Charles has travelled there with his wife, the Duchess of Cornwall. Harris correspondent Lape Olarinoye joins us now from London for more on this. Lape, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. The 96-year-old monarch has been placed on compulsory bed rest. What else do we do?
Hi, good afternoon to you. Yes, there was a statement that was released from the palace, and what that stated was that, like you rightly said, the Queen has been put in compulsory bed rest, and that's following months and months of mobility issues. Now, this week has been quite a busy week for her in the sense that we've just had outgoing Boris Johnson head over to Balmoral, which, by the way, is not where the traditional handover ceremony of prime ministers takes place. Liz Truss, the incoming prime minister, also had to travel to Balmoral to have that ceremony with the Queen. She was originally in Balmoral because she was there over the summer to rest, but she wasn't able, or there wasn't some sort of obligation for her to make that 1,000-mile trip back to London at Buckingham Palace just for this ceremony. So the protocols have changed significantly since the announcement of her ill health, which actually started much earlier in the year. We also know, if we cast our minds back to earlier this year, where she wasn't present at all of her Jubilee celebrations, and even some of those celebrations were slimmed down because of this ongoing mobility issues and, of course, the COVID infection that she also contracted. So far, doctors have put her on compulsory bed rest because it's been one thing after the other for the elderly monarch. And we are expecting more information on her health as soon as something comes back.
Well, thank you, Lape. Now, her children and one of her grandchildren are said to be in Balmoral now. What other reactions have we had so far regarding this news?
Well, so far we know that within the UK specifically, the leaders of Northern Ireland, of Scotland, and of course Liz Truss, new Prime Minister, have all expressed their concerns and have all expressed that they are, thinking of the Queen at this very tough time. As you can imagine, it's not necessarily a huge shock because, like I said, we have been getting news of the Queen's fragility at the moment, the fact that she's had to stay in Balmoral, which is almost like her country, a home or palace, if you like. And so this is not a shock. But what is shocking is that, we've been told that she has to be on bed rest, and her kids, her 4 children, have all gone to be by her side. And it's also worth noting here that one of her grandchildren, who's Prince George and is in line to the throne, the first child of the Duke of Cambridge, Prince William, is also said to be at Balmoral too. So there is a lot of protocol around the people that are around her at the moment. But for her children to be around there, it's quite telling.
Now, we know that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they're in Europe at the moment. Any chance that they'll also be visiting?
Well, I think that's absolutely too early to say. We do know that they have somehow said that they do not want to be part of the official kind of royal family or be referred to as senior royals. Whether or not they'll head to Balmoral is still quite speculative at the moment. But I'm sure as a grandmother, as a grandchild, Prince Harry may want to make that visit. But as far as the news is concerned and the British media is concerned, it is still too early to say. But anything can happen.
Indeed. I'm just wondering, Lape, I don't know if there's been any reaction, but have you heard anything about possible reactions from the Parliament about this development?
Well, yesterday was the Prime Minister's question. So, yes, if this had happened yesterday, potentially. But so far, we've only had official statements. Well, I say statements. They're actually just tweets and messages from those leaders in the United Kingdom. That is Wales, Northern Ireland, and of course Scotland as well. So we've had official voices from them, but nothing kind of from the wider members of Parliament, and not from, of course, other leaders of other countries, not just yet, because of course it is still breaking.
Arise London correspondent Lape Olarinoye, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.